Hey guys, Aubrey here. I am coming at you with a couple of house guests. My husband and his brother and my nephew are out there playing video games, so it's a little bit loud. I hope that doesn't impair the viewing of my video too much. So I wanted to come at you guys. I thought all week about what could I talk to everybody about next week. I didn't want to come up with a bunch of videos and have them seem meaningless because there's so many of them. So I figured I'd try and space them out, maybe post once a week, about the infertility. And I really don't want to seem naggy either. So please note that I am coming at you with information from my perspective. I may sometimes accidentally say we or us or our. I cannot speak for other women who suffer with infertility. I can't speak for men. I can only speak for me. So please note, if I say any of those words, I'm sorry. If you are infertile and this does not apply to you, sorry, my bad. But yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys about advice and giving us advice, particularly giving us advice on how to conceive. So if you are infertile, you are most likely infertile due to a medical condition that either you or your spouse has. 1/3 of infertility or infertility-related issues is attributed to female factor infertility. 1/3 is attributed to male, and 1/3 is unexplained. So that means 2/3 of people with infertility have a reason why they're infertile, and it's a medical condition or a medical issue. It's not necessarily a disease, but it's something medical that can be measured and documented and viewed, and they see that this is why you're not conceiving. So keeping that in mind, giving us advice about how to get pregnant, usually you're negating that, or you're forgetting that we have a medical condition. There is a legitimate reason why we're not getting pregnant. It's just not that we're not in the right position or we're not eating enough of the right vegetable. It's that we have a medical condition that is preventing that or kind of prohibiting it. So some other food for thought is the knowledge that we have trouble getting pregnant. So what we do is we extensively research our medical condition as well as the infertility itself. So I know a lot about my endometriosis. I know about conception. I know things about conception that my friends who have multiple babies didn't know. You shouldn't know. You don't need to know. You're able to make babies. You know, you put A and B together the right time of the month, you make a little baby C. That's amazing. But when you advise us, you're taking on a position of superior knowledge in some ways, where it's like, did you not think that do you think I haven't researched this or looked into it? And even though that's not the intention of the person who's delivering the message, it's a lot of times the way I've received it, where I feel like, what do you think you can tell me that I haven't already looked into? This is something that I live with day to day and something that devastates me every month when I get my period. Do you think that I haven't extensively researched how to get pregnant? So yeah, it's something that giving us advice is just not, it's just not something you should do. Don't advise us on how to get pregnant. At least don't advise me. I can say probably a lot of the women that I've spoken with, it drives them crazy. But yeah, it kind of unintentionally gives us the impression that you think that we're willfully ignorant about our circumstance, because you've got a piece of information that's probably pretty common knowledge that you're feeling the need to impart on us as if we didn't already know. So my 3 favorite pieces of advice, and I say favorite with humor because some of them are just downright obnoxious. Some of them are laughable. So, number 1, positivity. Be positive. You just need to be positive. I need a woosah for that one. So, When somebody comes up to you and you have a discussion about your infertility and it turns to, well, it'll happen for you one day. If their response is, it may not, that is not them trying to be a negative Nancy. That is them letting you know, one, it may never happen for them. So please stop trying to impart this false hope or let me know that I need to have a false hope. Two, it is them being realistic with themselves about the prospect that they may never have children. And it's something that it comes in steps, it comes in waves. It's not something that all of a sudden you want to just know, I can't have children. I don't want to, in a year and a half, get to my hysterectomy and wake up afterwards and realize, oh my God, I can never have kids. How horrible. No, I think that the healthiest way I can handle this is to know now that there's a chance I may never have kids. And knowing that now, I am positive it still is going to be exceedingly difficult to accept that I will never have kids if and when that time comes that I have to have my hysterectomy. So, I mean, it's just, please don't try and correct us and tell us how we need to feel about it. Because positivity it's totally relative. I can't, I feel positive about my situation. That doesn't mean that I am going to pretend that I know I'm going to get pregnant one day. I feel great about the person I am, the situation I'm in, the life I have. I have so many blessings, but that doesn't mean that I need to fake it with myself. I just don't need to. So please don't imply that if I was just more positive, I'd get pregnant. Because yeah, it kind of feels like you're blaming us, even if that's not your intention. It feels that way. One that makes me laugh, because I don't think people realize how silly it is to say. Quit trying. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. If I quit trying to make a baby, I can't make a baby. Like, you can't either. You can be perfectly fertile, but if you quit trying, that would be sex. So the opposite of trying as far as a baby goes would be not having sex anymore. So if I quit trying, then I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have like a mother of Jesus moment and end up with an immaculate conception thing. Like, I just don't see that being my situation. So please don't tell us to quit trying, especially because your actual intention, rather than saying quit trying, quit having sex, is probably quit trying, quit thinking about it. And most people don't know, and I will address this in another video, how consuming on a daily basis it is to be infertile. A lot of us, it's the first thing we think about when we wake up because we are charting our temps. So we wake up every morning the same time of day with the intention of taking our temperature so we know where we're at in our cycle. So literally every single day when you wake up, it's the first thing on your mind. When you go to sleep, it's the last thing on your mind because you need to be in bed by a certain time. So please don't tell us to quit trying. It's not helpful for us. Okay, so the last thing is really kind of broad, and it is giving us the have you tried or you just need to advice. We don't want to know what position you were in when you got pregnant for baby number 3. We don't want to know about what kind of vegetable juicing you had your husband do when you got pregnant. You can tell me if you like stood on your head and ate an apple and spit 3 times. I'll try it. I'm not saying I won't. But we know it's not going to cure our disease or our condition that is causing our infertility, so it's probably not going to be a useful piece of information for us. So yeah, just keep in mind that I just did the we thing, overwhelmingly just want to feel understood. We want to feel like we're not being overlooked. Insurance policies, the general disregard for our circumstance, even from that standpoint, really makes a lot of us feel unheard. The lack of understanding, understandably so, that we're even though there's a lot of us, there's millions of us, we make up a much smaller portion of the population than the rest of the fertile people do, but there's a real lack of understanding, and we just want to feel heard. We want to feel like we're not being dismissed anymore, and it's just to let us know that we're loved. Tell us, we know it sucks. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't understand that. I can't understand how that must feel. I love you. That's more than enough. Just letting us know, kind of hug us with your words. We don't need advice on being positive or positions. As fun of a conversation as that might be, it probably won't be very helpful for us. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't go and be an advice column for us, because we don't need it. What we do need is a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen to us. And sometimes we just need somebody to frickin' hate infertility with us. We just need somebody to be like, you know what? F infertility. It sucks. So be that person for us. Don't be our advice column. We don't need it. You guys don't need it. It's usually, I feel like usually those things are only said because somebody doesn't know what else to say. So just stick to that sucks. Let me know what I can do for you. I love you. I think that a lot of people, there could probably be a pretty overwhelming consensus that would be much more useful for us. So again, thank you guys for tuning in and listening to this video. I really appreciate it. I'm sure some infertile body in your life will appreciate it as well. And yeah, thank you. I think that it speaks volumes to know that you guys even have listened to this, to know that you're putting forth some kind of effort to identify with us and hear us and know what is going on for us. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Bye.